Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the final Level 1 podcast of the week. And we got a good one because today I'll be tackling the Mario Kart World Direct that happened live this morning. It's around 15 minutes long, and I'll be watching it back live, reacting. It should be pretty exciting. In addition, big announcement if you missed it last night, I am officially partnered on Kick. This is awesome. Thank you to everyone who got me there. We'll talk about what that means, as well as the first day of using channel points on Kick, which went pretty interestingly. Plus, today we've got more of the awesome blueprints and my final episode of Smart Guys Wrestling Commentary before the big Wrestlemania event this weekend. So we've got a lot of stuff to talk about. It's an exciting week-ending episode. Today, it's time to sit back and relax, because it's the Level 1 podcast.
Get ready for some meaningful content, because the king is back, the king of the live stream, the king is back. Woo!
Alrighty, everyone. I'm DSP. This is the Level 1 podcast for Thursday, the 17th of April, 2025. Welcome to the show. And welcome to the first show as a partner on Kick. That's right. Welcome to anyone who's watching me on Kick right now. And thank you for all of your support. I just realized, I was like, why is the lighting off? Because I didn't turn on my other key light. That's much better now. Thank you to everyone who has watched me on Kick over the last 7 months or so. I actually began streaming on Kick in early October, so it's been a good ride. And now I've become officially partnered. Kick seems to be improving in a lot of different ways. If you guys haven't noticed, they just added channel points, and now we've got the new multi-stream partnership, which I'll talk about the difference and how it works, etc. This is excellent. And for me to be honest here, it's the opposite of the experience on YouTube. What I mean by that is YouTube basically starts initiatives, acts like they're going to do a lot with them, and then just kind of like stops, flounders, and forgets about them. YouTube streaming at one point was supposed to be very, very enticing. They were trying to get a whole bunch of big streamers to leave places like Twitch TV and come over to YouTube. They were paying them for exclusive contracts, and they had promised all of these improvements that were going to be coming on YouTube. And then they never happened. Really, like they were saying all these awesome incentives and things. Remember, they had YouTube Gaming, the separate part of the website, and an app, and it didn't do anything. Like, no one could find anything in the search. It was just a waste of everybody's time. And then they were like, we're going to do all these stream improvements where we're going to add better moderation. We're going to add new fun things in the chat. We're going to add this and that. They never did it. They just overpromised and underdelivered. Kick seems to be the opposite. Kick has been doing some major improvements recently. They overhauled their app, and a lot of people said they didn't like the overhaul. Personally, I don't use the Kick app because if I'm going to do anything with Kick, I want to have all the features. And just to be honest, none of these apps have all the features. They're all like half featured. So I always just use like the full site if I'm going to use it. But then they just added channel points yesterday, and we talked about this on the show, where as you watch my streams on Kick, for every 5 minutes, you earn 10 points. And what I'm hoping is that over time, Kick will refine this. Keep in mind, this is a brand new system they literally just added. So there's not much to it as of yet. For example, the only thing that I was able to do is make it so that you can use 200 channel points to make a highlighted message in chat different colors. So it stands out, and I shout it out when you use your points to do that. I am hoping there's going to be more. Like, for example, back over on Twitch, which originally started using channel points many years ago, you could wager the points. Like, you could make a big wager. Hey, will DSP get 30 kills during this match of Team Deathmatch in Call of Duty? And people would wager their points. Yes, no. And it was very exciting in that regard. And and it was fun and it added incentive. If you remember, we did a whole marathon where I played classic Mario and there were all these, point challenges and people absolutely loved that marathon. You can't do that on Kick yet, but they just turned channel points on like a day ago. So I have hope for the future that they're going to do new stuff. Like, for example, I would love to have some custom exclusive badges that are specifically for channel points that you can divvy out when someone, say, earns a certain amount and then uses them. Or emotes. That's another thing they used to do on Twitch is you would get exclusive emotes that you could unlock by using channel points. So let's see what happens. I hope that for the future they do new stuff, right? But the big news is that after 7 months of streaming on Kick, I have qualified for and been accepted into the Kick Partnership Program. I think it's KCIP. I don't even know what that stands for. It's an acronym for the Kick Creator Incentive Program. Okay. So I've been accepted, and as of now, it's activated. All right. So what does this mean? It means that every time I'm streaming on Kick, they're actually going to pay me like a flat rate per the amount of time I'm streaming. Now, I don't know what it is yet. I'll find out soon, I'm sure. And I'm sure it's not a lot, but it's awesome. It means you're kind of guaranteed making some money, even if you're not doing, anything else. It's good. And you know what it is on YouTube, there's ads. So on YouTube, every time I stream, ads run and I'm guaranteed to make some money. Well, there's no ads on Kick, but being in this program kind of gives you that same kind of guarantee. You see what I'm saying? So that's nice, obviously. And we'll see how it works moving forward. But I am multi-streaming. What that means is I am streaming both to Kick and to YouTube. And being in a multi-streaming program means that you can only get half as much revenue as if you were full-time streaming on Kick. Okay? So again, can't really say much about it. Nor will I really. For example, do you really think, oh, there's a giant string on my t-shirt. There we go. I'm not going to sit here and talk about it all the time, but it is something to celebrate. And I want to say thank you because I am grateful to all of you for everything that you have done for me in the last 6 to 8 months. Like, seriously, it's been amazing. The levels of support, the levels of engagement. If it weren't for people actually tuning in, watching, following, subbing on Kick, I never would have qualified for the KCIP program. And now that I have, it's just a little bit of extra help on top of everything else. So thank you so much for that. Big thumbs up there. And, onward and upward, right? Exactly. Let's hope that I can continue to grow on Kick and have streams that are having more followers, more viewers. I have noticed that overall my average viewership on Kick has increased. When I first was streaming on Kick months ago, it was maybe 30 to 50 viewers a stream. Now, on average, I'm pulling in around like 70 to 80. So it's almost doubled in that regard, which is great. And the thing is, this is at a time when there's not a lot going on. Later this year, when we've got big new game releases and the big gaming season is happening, maybe if I manage to get my hands on a Switch 2 and I unbox it and I do a special event, right? That's going to really bring more attention. So let's see what happens this year, but I'm excited for the future. Great stuff, great positive vibes around here. And thank you all very much. All right. So now that that's out of the way, as you can see, 4th straight day of summer-like weather because there is full sun and not a cloud in the sky outside. I got my fans on full blast again. The funny part about this is tomorrow is actually supposed to be the hottest day. Tomorrow is supposed to be like almost 80 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's on my day off. But then when I come back on Sunday, it's only supposed to be in the 50s and cloudy and raining. So if everything that they're saying about the weather is correct, I'm going to end up going back to like fall attire. Yeah, are you kidding? Yeah, it's in the 50s. Well, okay, later on in the week, it gets into the 60s again. So, this may be the last hurrah. Maybe I'll have 1 or 2 more days of wearing like long sleeve stuff, and then I'll just fully go into the summer attire this coming week. And likely if we start with weather that's going to consistently be in the 60s, I'll probably put the air conditioner in by the end of the month. We'll have to see. Okay. Anyway, So good stuff. So where to begin today? Now that we've talked about the kick thing. Today we're gonna have a big segment on the show. I'm going to do a live reaction to the Mario Kart World Direct that happened this morning. It was 16 minutes and 51 seconds. From what I'm to understand, it wasn't super duper exciting. It basically just in one place summarized all of the information that was all over the internet about Mario Kart Direct, which is good because guess what? Outside of the Switch 2 reveal, which was on the 2nd, I haven't watched any of their information about Mario Kart World. So this will actually be my first exposure. I heard that they talk about the character lineup and everything. Oh, good. Because I was just saying the other day, I wonder who the new characters are in the game, and I'll find out today and give you my honest reactions about it. Out of everything coming up for the Switch 2, I'm most excited about Mario Kart World. That is, if I can even get a Switch 2 at launch, who knows, right? I hope so. But so that's going to be a fun part of this podcast. I hope that you're ready for that. After the podcast, we're jumping back into Blueprints. This is the puzzle-based roguelike, which I've really enjoyed playing 4 hours in, and it is very fun. Having these puzzles in every room, trying to unlock the blueprints and map out and draft new rooms and stuff. Last time we played, we drafted a ton of new rooms that last run. And didn't I bank, I think I banked an item. Was it the keys to the car in the garage, I think? Which is funny because I've never even gotten the garage yet. So eventually, hopefully, I'll be able to get in there and see what's in there. Maybe there's a good item or something. I don't know. But I'm excited. I really, really have enjoyed Blueprints. It's a playthrough where we hang out and interact. Lots of engagement during this playthrough because we help each other, kind of talking back and forth. Gee, what could this puzzle be? What's this here? It's been super fun. So I can't wait for more today. And I hope that you'll stick around after the podcast for that. Tonight, on the late stream, it is Smart Guys, my pro wrestling commentary show. Okay? Now, for a few things about Smart Guys tonight. Okay? Number one, this is the final show before WrestleMania. I have now done tons of Smart Guys episodes, right? Haven't I done, how many have I actually done? 14? Is this seriously the 13th episode today? Holy shit, I didn't even realize that. It is. It's the 13th episode, so no wonder that I had to cancel it last week. I didn't even realize it was unlucky number 13. Okay. So, with WrestleMania being this weekend, this is going to be a very hype episode of Smart Guys. Why? Because the purpose of this show is not to recap Raw, SmackDown, or anything that's been going on recently on the shows. The purpose of this show is to preview the entire card at WrestleMania. WrestleMania is a 2-day event, WrestleMania 41, I should say. And each day, there's certain matches that are going to take place, and I'm going to break that down and saying, hey, okay, day one, there's this match. And then what we're going to do is talk about it and say, what's been the build-up to this match? What led to it? Has it been great? Has it been crappy? What matches have happened? How did we get here? Then, talk about speculation for the match. Does it sound like it'll be a good match? How do you think it'll go? Who do you think will win? Right? And stuff like that. So, this is basically a WrestleMania hype build-up show and speculation show rather than just a results recap show. Maybe in that regard, it'll end up being a more interesting show than the ones that I've done up to now, where it's basically been just recap the results of what's going on, right? But in addition to that, tonight, my third and final guest will be on the show. I've already confirmed with them that they are good for tonight. All right. You don't know who it is because it's a mystery guest. All I'm going to say is it should be very interesting, exciting, and, hopefully we'll get some people talking. Okay. But it should be a good one. And I hope that you'll join me. It's going to be around 7 p.m. Pacific time on my DSP Reacts channel on YouTube. That's at DSP Reacts, or on my usual kick channel, DSPGaming Reel. Now, one final thing. Okay. If the worst happens and my guest again cannot show up, then I'm just going to do the show solo. All right. Just to make this clear, last week, I delayed it an entire week. I said, we'll do it the week right before WrestleMania. But this time around, I'm not going to delay it. If some crazy emergency, unforeseeable, crazy thing happens, the show must go on tonight because I want to do a pre-WrestleMania show. All right. And always, as I've said, during these Smart Guy shows, for every $100 that I raise of support, I will unpack live one of my remaining 7 packs of WWE Topps Chrome trading cards. Okay. So depending on how it goes tonight, we'll see. Maybe we'll have some card unpackings and things like that. Should be pretty exciting. Now, just so everyone knows, I'm doing a special show on Monday. My actual daytime stream on Monday is going to be very different. I am going to do a level 1 podcast, but it's going to be a very shortened, abridged show. I'm only going to do maybe a half an hour to 40 minutes of the podcast. That's going to end. Then around noonish, I'm going to start my WrestleMania Super Show on DSP Reacts and on Kick. This is going to be my post-WrestleMania show where I'm going to go through every match and tell you what I thought about each match at WrestleMania. And there's going to be special guests. I've already confirmed one, and another looks like is going to make a special video for me. So I'm going to have guests on the show to talk about, hey, here's what we thought about the matches in general and what was the best and worst of the show. What do you think about these plot lines moving forward after WrestleMania, depending on how they went at WrestleMania, right? So it's going to be a great show on Monday, a 4-hour WrestleMania Super Show starting at noon and running till like 4 p.m. on DSP Reacts and on my Kick channel, okay? Then after that, quite frankly, we're going to give it a break. I'm not going to do Smart Guys a third time within a week. So probably Smart Guys will return the week after that. And I'll give you details on that, as it happens. I'll figure out what date it will be and all of that. Okay? Fair enough? Good stuff. Okay. All right. Well, guys, that's today. Exciting day today, is it not? So I'm excited for this stuff, and I hope that that you guys are too. All righty, guys. So before we get to the live react of the Mario Kart World Direct, I would like to talk about yesterday's streams and just where we are with everything. Okay? A couple things just happened. Toasty Chestnut did a highlighted message using channel points on Kick. Says, what's your favorite season, summer, spring, winter, or fall? I'm going to go probably with fall. And the reason I say fall is, number one, the weather is cooling down from the summer. You get cool autumn things like the leaves change color. You get things like cinnamon and spice and pumpkin, and you get like those fall baked goods and things that you think about, maple syrup, stuff like that, right? You start to head into Halloween season and stuff like that. You start to get hype for Christmas. But for me, the best part is it's gaming season. Typically, the fall is the busiest time of the year for exciting game releases. So not only is the weather changing and things getting to this cool autumn vibe, but you also have all these good games coming out in a short period of time. So that's why fall is my favorite season. Okay. Now, also, Kate, I'm glad to hear that. I'm really glad to hear that you got your account back, and thank you. He says, congrats on getting the KCIP. He says, should I be watching over there? It doesn't matter where you watch. If you watch on YouTube, some ads will run, and that helps me. If you watch on Kick, that helps for engagement on Kick, so everything is good. It's all good. Doesn't matter where you watch. There's incentives and advantages to watching on either. If you watch on YouTube, you can watch at 1440p, which is the higher quality, right? But if you watch on Kick, there's no ads. So, I can go back and forth about the advantages and disadvantages, but your call. Okay, so yesterday's streams, let's talk about them, shall we? First stream yesterday was Atomfall, and I'm very pleased to report we're in the end game, and the next time that we play it, I'm beating it. Now, you might say, well, when is the next time that you're playing it? I'm not 100%. It's probably going to be like Monday or Tuesday night. I think on the schedule, I listed it as Monday night because I want to wrap it up as soon as possible so we can get it out of the rotation. But we're right there. Like, basically what happened yesterday, I completed many of the major story beats in the game. And the funny part about Atomfall that now I'm understanding is even though you can basically play Atomfall in different orders, okay, it's still necessary that you do all of the stuff anyway. It just depends on what order you do it and who you've teamed up to do it for. Allow me to explain. As you're playing Atomfall, you're going to run into certain NPCs who are quest giving NPCs, basically saying, hey, so you need to do this and do this and do this and do this. And once all that's done, I'll help you escape from this, zone. So what's funny is it's different people who give different takes. Like Mother Jago is this pseudo spiritual religious person who thinks that Oberon is some kind of a godlike nature entity that should be powered up and given full reign to do whatever it wants. Joyce is a woman who claims to be like a trooper working for the people, but seems like she may be a spy for the government, but you're not really sure. Then you've got Dr. Garrow, who says she was one of the original research scientists who discovered what Oberon was, but something's not right with her because it seems like she's only telling you half the story. And then there was the other doctor, Dr. Harlow, and he basically is a mutated guy who also says he was on the original team, but he's trying to tell you what really happened, which is a completely different story from what Dr. Garrow is telling you. So basically, you don't know who to trust, you don't know who to team up with, but they all claim that if you work with them, they can get you out of the zone. All right? But the thing is, no matter who you team up with or do quests for, they all have you do the same stuff. It's like, okay, so you've got to go get this signal transponder redirector thing. And there's different ways you can do that depending on who you talk to and who you team up with. You've got to go into a certain wing and you got to get a certain sample to do this. You got to get the research document to do this. You eventually got to get all the batteries to power up the different parts of the interchange so you can get to Oberon. So they're all generally leading you to the same objectives, just different kind of plot beats depending on who you're teaming up with. And then basically what happened yesterday, I had initiated several different plots, and some of them intersect, and basically the game backs you into a corner where only one plot can prevail. So actually one of the story characters offed the other story character. And I was like, oh, I totally wasn't expecting that to happen, but okay, I guess. So now we're basically in the end game where the game's telling you just go to Oberon, which is the final area, and you don't know what's going to happen there. I could assume there's probably going to be some superpowered enemies, a lot of, story elements. So we'll see when I play again, and I think it's probably going to be Monday night. We're going to wrap up Atomfall. All right? Also, the good news is yesterday, I had a giant amount of support on that first stream. I far exceeded the goal, so that was amazing. So thank you guys for that. Now, last night on the late stream, it was kind of a wrapping up conclusion cleanup stream. And what I mean by that is, last night, I completed Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. The playthrough itself wrapped up at around, I believe, 32 parts. But if you actually do the math, if you take a look at the length of the parts, it's about a 40-hour long playthrough. All right. So here's the deal. That playthrough was very fun. It was a time when I was hanging out, having a good time, enjoying my time that I interacted and engaged with the audience, right? It was a lot of talking back and forth conversation while I was playing this game. And I'll tell you this, Pirate Yakuza is a fine spin-off game. It does fit into the Like a Dragon plotline. In fact, shockingly, there's actually some story reveals at the end of this game that explain some of the things that were not explained properly, in my opinion, during the original Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. I know that's weird because you're like, wait, I thought this was just a spin-off game. I mean, it is, but it is weird and bizarre that they chose to actually put some major unexplained story stuff into this game rather than the main one. Okay. There was a big final fight, epic story developments in the end, and there was even a dance number during the credits. I'm serious. But overall, I really enjoyed my time with the game. It doesn't really get much attendance. It doesn't get much support. It's just not a game that brings butts to seats because I think, number one, there's so much Like a Dragon now. At one point, they used to make a new Like a Dragon / Yakuza game every 2-3 years. Now they make at least one a year. Sometimes they make more than one a year. So I think because of that, the interest in the franchise has waned dramatically. Much like, Assassin's Creed, when they were making one every 2-3 years, everyone loved it. And then when they started making them annually, everyone got burnt out on it, right? So it's kind of the same deal. They're still quality games. I still really enjoy them. I had a great time with this. But good stuff. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed. Now, last night, we had incredibly low attendance. I'm serious. It was way low. and we had incredibly low support. That's okay. I even had said this a couple days before. I said, man, I really wish that I had finished Pirate Yakuza on Tuesday or Monday night, because at that point, we actually had one person who had really enjoyed the playthrough and did a big contribution, and we hit the goal. And I was like, man, if we had finished it, we could have finished it on a high note. But traditionally, Pirate Yakuza is the game where I haven't hit any goals, and it happens almost every time. So, last night was no different. It's okay. I wasn't super upset or anything. We have had an unprecedented, awesome amount of support this month in April. It's been wild. And I really appreciate all of you who have come out and supported all of my streams and my content. It really doesn't matter what I'm doing, right? It doesn't matter if I'm doing podcasting, if I'm doing building a Lego set, if we're talking pro wrestling commentary, what game franchise I'm playing, or whatever we're doing. You guys have been absolutely awesome. And I appreciate you. So thank you so very, very much for that. It's not the end of the world, even though my detractors like to act like it is. See, he finally got a stream where he didn't hit a goal. Yeah, guys, I had 12 straight streams where I hit my goal. So it's not that big of a deal. Now, of course, that being said, yes, I would like to get back on track today. So today, if you're having a good time with this podcast, if you enjoy the direct react, if you like Blueprints, please support it. Particularly with Blueprints, I've played it 3 times so far and had a great time with it, and I want to keep that in the rotation. All right? So if you could, please support today's stream, and I appreciate you if you do. Let's see if we can get back on track and hit the goal today. Notably, let's do a shout out for our first contribution. Let's take a look here. I received a $5 tip. Hey, everyone. Jesus bless you all. Positive vibes from Flatman B. There you go. Thank you, Flatman, for getting support rolling today. Very, very appreciated. Thank you, Flatman. Let's get that on the leaderboard here. Awesome. Thank you, Flatman. All right. Let's see here. Someone talking about ridiculous stuff, so I'm just going to ignore them. Seriously. I received a $4.20 tip. That's disgusting. That's all I'm going to say. That is an absolutely disgusting notion. So I'll say, hey, thanks for the 420 tip. I really appreciate that. And that's all I'm going to say. I'm literally not going to say another word. Yikes. I think I'm getting better at not taking the bait. These people who come in here and they'll tip $1 and say something ridiculous, then tip another dollar and say something ridiculous, and then we end up spending half the show derailed for like $4 because these people, tend to try to do this. I'm doing better at explaining, I don't think that we're going to spend time on that. Just say thanks and move on, right? So thank you for the 420 tip. I appreciate that. Cade just did a $2 super chat, our first super chat of the day, and said DSP. Thank you, Cade. Let's get Cade on the leaderboard here for our first super chat of the day. Awesome. Thank you, Cade. Let's see here. I got another $5 tip from Willie Bawonka. Thanks for your awesome content that you provide. Your streaming content is top notch. Dub on your haters. Love you, King. Much love. Thank you so much to Willie Bawonka for a $5 tip. Thank you so much. All right. So good initial momentum up to $16. Thanks for that. Let's keep that rolling. And now for just to reiterate, because we talked about this yesterday, 2 upcoming goal rewards. All right. Upcoming goal reward 1 will be when we hit 30 goals, right? We're currently at 22, so 8 more to go. What will that be? It will be a DSP tries it. All right. And you might say, well, what will it be? What will the reward be? We looked at a bunch of things yesterday. So we looked at Wendy's, and Wendy's has a new spicy style chicken sandwich that has like spicy mustard, pepper jack cheese, pickles, onions, and other stuff on it. Plus, they have different kinds of Frosties and a new tangerine lemonade. We looked at Taco Bell, and Taco Bell has a chalupa that has cheese on the outside of it. I wish that was a joke. No, they literally just they put some cheese on the outside of it, and they say, "Oh, it's a new chalupa." No, it's not, but they're pretending like it is. Okay. Another suggestion was Wingstop, but since I just did Popeyes, we're not going to do Wingstop this time. We may do it in the future. I think it's a good suggestion because I've actually never had Wingstop ever, so I don't know what it's like. But I think it would be pretty dumb to do chicken and then more fried chicken, right? And then the last suggestion was Chipotle, and I realized I'd actually never done a DSP tries it on Chipotle. When I had first moved here in 2014, one of the first meals I actually had was Chipotle while I was moving in, and I actually filmed it, but it wasn't officially DSP tries it, and since then I've never done it. So maybe that could be an idea. All right, so I would say out of those ideas, definitely either the Wendy's, because there's 3 new things at Wendy's I could try at once, so it would be a more interesting DSP tries it, or Chipotle. Like those would be the 2 things that I would try. So let's see what you guys think. We got 8 more goals to hit, so we got definitely a while, probably about a week to think about it, and we'll go from there. Now, the other thing coming up, the big one, is when we hit 50 goals. When we hit that 50 goal milestone, which will likely, if you gauge interest in time, probably either late this month or early in May, right? We're going to do a themed marathon. Now, what's it going to be? We've had many different ideas. Idea number 1 is returning back to my Mega Man marathon from January, where I play Mega Man 4, 5, and 6, but you guys are having me take shots and stuff, so it ends up being way more difficult because I'm buzzed trying to play classic Mega Man, all right? That's one idea, and eventually I do want to get back to that. I do want to finish those Mega Man games. Idea number 2 is the return of Viewer's Choice, where you guys would nominate and then vote on a series of games you want to see me play during the marathon for maybe like an hour each. And then based on how well they go, perhaps I turn some of those into real playthroughs. For example, we just did this back in February, and then I ended up playing all of Onimusha HD, which I absolutely loved. And now I'm going to end up playing Onimusha 2 HD. I think it comes out next month. And then on top of that, I'm probably going to play the new Onimusha next year. So you see how sometimes those Viewer's Choice events can turn into really awesome things. I really am happy that you guys come up with such good ideas for them, okay? Then lastly, the third and final idea would be Closet Clean Out 2.0 and the Vest and Hat Retirement Marathon. What does that mean? Well, as you know, for the years 2020 through 2024, when I hit certain milestones of support on a stream, I would either put on a hat or a vest, and it was this big running thing and a meme on the internet. And then last year, I phased it out. I don't want to do this anymore. It's kind of silly. I'm tired of it. I don't necessarily think many or any people are supporting my streams to see this stuff anyway. And it's hot. It's the middle of summer, and I'm putting on vests and sweating. It's just dumb. Plus, I can't even wear nicer clothing if I'm putting on vests and shit. It was one thing when I was wearing gamer t-shirts every day. But now I feel like we've moved on from that. We've evolved. We've moved forward, especially with the new setup and visuals and everything, right? So with all that being said, those vests and hats are just sitting in the closet unused. And people have said recently, hey, could we actually bring them back? And I said, well, no, not permanently. But what we could do is we could do an event where during this marathon, for every milestone of support, let's say every $50 raised, I put on one of my hats. At $100 raised, you choose a vest. At 150, we take that hat off and retire it. It goes into storage, and then we pick another hat. And we could go through my entire wardrobe during the course of that marathon. You'll see all the vests and hats for one final time during that day, right? Then they go into storage, and then maybe every once in a while, we bring them out for a special event. Maybe we have a special stream where I decide, hey, we'll actually do them again or something like that. Okay, but for now, they're literally hanging in the closet, or they're on a whole shelf. There's an entire shelf that's hats. They're taking up all this room. And I could use that room for storage for other important stuff. And I can't do it right now because they're just, they're taking up space. So I think that would be a great event. Plus, it would be useful because cleaning out the closet a second time, I'll be able to organize it and use it more efficiently. All right. So I think all 3 of those ideas are great, to be frank. So we've got the return of the Mega Man Marathon, the Viewer's Choice event, or the Closet Clean Out Vest and Hat Retirement event. So let's think about it. We've got a few weeks to figure this out. The only thing is, if we are going to decide on the Viewer's Choice event, that is one that I have to set up early because you guys need time to nominate and then vote on games, you see? So we have to kind of figure this out maybe within about a week or so. We'll talk about it and try to figure it out, what we want to do, and go from there. All right? So let's please, start thinking. We'll probably talk about this every few days. And there you go. All right? Now, it looks like someone on Kick just used some points. Let's see. It was Danger Moo. You did a highlighted message in blue. I like these highlighted messages now. They said, can you do a poll for Wendy's or Chipotle? And can we vote on it? Could. I didn't know it was that serious of a thing. Do you want to do a poll? Oh, that's fine. Okay, let's see. So I will do both polls. I'll do one on YouTube and one on Kick at the same time. All right, ready? Both polls have started. Vote if you want Wendy's or Chipotle for DSP Tries It. Let's see what you guys say. All right? Cool. Yeah, my hair's all over the place. They look so staticky, sticking out. Look. Sticking up, sticking out in every direction. Okay. A couple more tips have come in, it looks like. It also looks like the poll on Kick isn't working. It looks like it's frozen. Let me see if I refresh if it works. Now it's working. It was frozen for me. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, this is moronic. Just ignore this idiot. Good. And then we got a $2 tip, or $2.22 tip, actually. I feel like refusing to read certain things is not a good look. No offense, it kind of makes you look ungrateful. If the message is something sexual, if it's something disgusting, if it's something revolting, it's always at my discretion what I say or don't say on my stream. I have absolutely no obligation to read a damn thing. So if you want to actually get your message read on stream, do something that's normal and reasonable and not outrageous and disgusting and ridiculous and stupid, and then I'll read it. It's that simple. It's cause and effect. It's not rocket science. Oh, he's ungrateful. It's that I don't want to degrade my content down to stupid shit because you decided to say the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Okay? Pretty simple. All right. Cool. Game Boy, how are you this morning? Good to see you. How's it going, Game Boy? Okay. All right. It also looks like No Easter Bunny asks, are you going to dye eggs for Easter Sunday? No. First of all, eggs are insanely expensive right now. Like crazy over the top. They're like $10 a dozen. Not that that's, such a big deal. It's like $1 something an egg. But it used to be like $3 a dozen. All right. Number two, I don't think that we would eat a bunch of eggs. So, no, I'm not doing any Easter egg coloring. I don't have any kids or anything either. Cade did a $5 super chat over on YouTube and says the following. Please ignore the idiots. I love when you're positive, and when you get stressed, you end up reacting to them. People watch you because they like you, so stay up. Sounds good, Cade. Thank you. Nice positive message. Good points, right? Thank you. So now we are up to $23 of support and climbing. Thank you. Initial polling is very close, both on YouTube and Kick, but is slightly leaning towards Chipotle. For those who are interested, maybe watching on demand, you're wondering what the poll's doing. Yeah, it's leaning towards Chipotle, okay? Which I'm totally cool with. I've never done Chipotle for DSP Tries It before. It kind of makes sense. I just wonder what I should get. Because what do? They do burritos. They do bowls. What else do they do at Chipotle? Does anyone know the Chipotle menu? I haven't had it in so long. Let me look. I have had Qdoba, Cade. Yes, I have. Chipotle has a new honey chicken. Freshly grilled chicken marinated with chipotle peppers and a touch of pure honey for a limited time. So they do burritos, burrito bowls, lifestyle bowl, digital only. It's in a bed of lettuce. Oh, fuck that. Apparently they do tacos. I didn't even know that. Salads, quesadillas. No, that's digital only. I wonder, when they say digital only, if I order, can you get it? Let me take a look quickly. Yes, you can order the quesadilla. It is available for delivery. I guess you can't get it in person, but you have to digitally order it. How the fuck does that even make any sense? I don't know. But yeah, it's the quesadilla is there. Tacos are there. It looks like their featured stuff are the bowls and the burritos. Basically, that's it, bowl or burrito. Which I guess makes sense. That's fast food. Like, you can eat it quick, eat it out of the bowl, or just eat the burrito fast, right? All right, and hey, they have a new honey chicken. So if we end up doing Chipotle, we could try the honey chicken. That could be the thing that I'm trying, right? Spawn Killer just did a highlighted super chat, or excuse me, a highlighted chat over on Kick and said, "Did you know Quiznos is still in business?" They are. They're just very, very, very reduced. Like, there used to be Quiznos all over the place, and I used to see them everywhere I looked. Now, I rarely see a Quiznos. In fact, I don't even see one where I am, but there is one because my wife and I ordered from one a while ago, and they did deliver. But it's just like not in any area where we like normally would go. And I think it's the same thing. Like, they used to just be like widespread, and now they're just not around that much anymore, right? Oh yeah, I'm being told that the honey chicken slaps at Chipotle. Touches his hair a lot. That a highlighted message says, "Massive hair touch." Yes, massive. Look, it's sticking up right here. It's sticking up right here. It's sticking up in every direction today. I just can't get my hair under control. Like I said, um, basically, my my hair is like static charge today. So it's like going in every direction. It's pretty crazy. All right, well, the initial voting. Wow, there's like no one voted. On Kick, we only got 16 votes. How many people do we have watching on Kick this morning? Hold on a second here. We have over 80 viewers on Kick. Wait a minute. Wait, what? It didn't work. It froze. Okay, let me refresh it. Wow, the poll actually froze in my chat and said only 16 people voted. In reality, over 30 people voted. All right, so at least on Kick, the results are Wendy's new menu 53%, Chipotle 47%. So it was really close. Like, that's incredibly close, okay? Meanwhile, over on YouTube, with almost 100 votes, 62% for Chipotle and 38% for Wendy's. So the Kick viewers want Wendy's, the YouTube viewers want Chipotle. So now what do I do? Let's end that poll. Yeah, there's no way to tell because it seems like everyone wants something different. So I don't know. How do I determine what to do? I guess maybe I just choose. How about this? All right, how about this one? When we hit 30 goals, we do either Wendy's or Chipotle. When we hit 40 goals, we do whatever we didn't do for the 30 goals. That way everyone wins. Okay? I just got to determine what I want to do first and what I want to do next. Okay. Let's see. Rest in peace, Uncle Mike Show did a highlighted message. I wanted to contribute. Now I can with this new Kick Points feature. Here you go. Well, there you go. You're not really contributing, but you are watching. I appreciate the engagement. It does help. So thank you for watching. Okay. Oh, let's see here. I got a dollar tip. Someone says, "Why don't you like vegetables?" I do like vegetables. I like a lot of vegetables, actually. I don't know why you're asking that. What gave you the indication I don't like vegetables? Just the other day, I had a salad for dinner. Let's see here. Big Larry Gaming tipped me $1.23. Says, do you prefer lightweights or heavyweights in Mario Kart? I want to leave you with wise words from my great uncle. Those who go to bed with an itchy butthole will wake up with a smelly finger. Have a good day. There you go. Very insightful. You should always clean your butthole before you go to sleep. That makes sense. All right, thank you for that. Actually, I prefer middleweights or lightweights. The heavyweights I usually don't use in Mario Kart. I guess it's because they are slower. You know, basically, you got to think of it this way. In Mario Kart, you're going to be driving around a track, and there's a combination of maneuverability to get around the corners. But also, for me, I feel like it's more important to be able to accelerate fast than to have a better maximum speed. The big boys of Mario Kart have the best maximum speeds, but they have the slowest acceleration. The problem with Mario Kart is even if you play it perfectly, you still get hit by items. Someone's going to get a red shell, someone's going to get a blue shell, someone's going to get a lightning bolt. You're going to get hit. And once you get hit, now you have to accelerate again. And if you have a slow acceleration, you're basically screwed. So I've never played with the heavy guys. I mean, I've tried them, but I've never really enjoyed them in Mario Kart. I always liked either the slower, uh, the lower end guys that are kind of weakish, but they drive faster or accelerate faster. Those are the guys that I like. Like overall, my favorite is Yoshi. Yoshi has always been my favorite character in Mario Kart, but there's a few others that I've liked as well. So, okay. I said yuck to lettuce in a bowl. No, like I'm looking at the Chipotle stuff. That's gross to me. An actual fresh salad I would eat. I don't want to eat a fast food salad. That's, freshly prepared by a restaurant who knows what they're doing or yourself at home. I love. Or uh anything that has like a veggie as an ingredient, a component of a good dish, I like. But I don't want to eat a salad from a fast food place. It doesn't sound very good to me. Like if I were going to get stuff from Chipotle, I would probably want cooked veggies. Like I'm sure they probably have a situation where you get like fajita veggies or something. Like that's what I would want. I don't trust them with salad. I really don't. Toasty Chestnuts, another highlighted message is, what's your favorite color? I don't know if I really have a favorite color. Probably blue, red, black, maybe those. Probably. I prefer those over purple, pink, green, yellow, orange, sure. Okay. All right. Would I ever consider eating Subway for DSP tries it? Yes. Even though, quite frankly, I probably would hate it because I never liked Subway for the longest time. But maybe Subway's changed and I would enjoy it. I don't know. But yeah, I would consider Subway. Sure. That'd be something different. Okay. All righty. So, folks, I think it is now time for us to get to the main event of the podcast today. All right. Which is me reacting to the Mario Kart World Direct that went broadcast this morning. Already has a ridiculous amount of views, by the way. Ridiculous. Yavanna did a highlighted message. Can you make a dunce badge for us to buy with points? You can't make badges. I want you to be able to. You can't. You can make your channel badge, which is the crown. You can make. There's a VIP and OG badge. I don't make those. Those already just exist. You can't make badges on Kick. If they make it so you can make badges on Kick, I would love that. I would make a bunch of badges that I would hand out for various different things, and I would absolutely have them so that you can get them with the points. But right now you can't. That's the point I'm making. Like they launched the points, but they launched it with nothing to really do with them yet. I hope that they add these features because I would love to do that. Or you know what I'd like to do? Exclusive emotes. Make it so that there's emotes that only people who use channel points can unlock. That way it makes it special. If you're a frequent viewer, you get special emotes just for you. Right? Wouldn't that be nice? Okay. Alex from Phoenix did a $5 super chat. Many would consider Mario Kart the most stressful game to play. What do you consider the most stressful game ever? Oh, man, the most stressful game ever in history? It's a tough question. I would say before you understand how FromSoft games work, when you're a FromSoft noob, they're probably some of the hardest games to play. But then once you learn the systems and everything, they're actually not very over the top difficult, and you actually feel kind of at home once you understand those systems, right? People would argue online competitive games because, a game like Call of Duty, a game like Street Fighter, but maybe not. I mean, Tekken, I don't know. It's a tough question. You have to think about what are the ultra hardest games out there. Ghosts and Goblins, Ghouls and Ghosts. Traditionally, every game in that series is insanely hard, just pounding your nuts constantly. Like someone's using your testicles as a speed bag. That's what it feels like playing it. All right, I've got it. You ready? Donkey Kong 64. There's your answer. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, let's do this. Okay. So, folks, today, Nintendo released the Mario Kart World Direct. Already just on the US channel for Nintendo, it has over 1.3 million views and climbing. So I guess people like this video. 50,000 likes, 59,000 likes. That's great. I have not seen this yet. All right, at all. I'm going to watch this honestly for the first time with all of you, giving my full opinions and reactions to it. All right. And to be honest, since the announcement, on April 2nd, which was the Switch 2 announcement, I haven't followed any information about Mario Kart World. So even though maybe a lot of this will be like regurgitation of information you guys already knew, a lot of this will be news to me. All right. So without further ado, let's do this. Let's watch the Mario Kart World Nintendo Switch Direct. That is loud. Dang, that's loud. Okay, hold on. Why is that so loud? Let's lower that a bit, huh? Sheesh. It'll blow your ears right out. Okay, let's try that again. Ready? That's better. I like this guitar in the soundtrack.
Drivers, start
Dun, 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 dun,
your engines.
Dun, 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 dun,
Welcome to the
dun, dun,
Mario
dun, dun,
Kart
dun.
World game, available exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 system. What kind of races await you?
Love that
Mario
music.
Kart World, you'll aim for first place in each Grand Prix. But why stop there? Across cities, plains, a desert,
So what I'm looking for right now is new stuff. For example, that cow. Isn't that the cow from Moo Moo Ranch stage? So you can actually play as the cow. That's interesting.
and even the ocean. You can drive virtually everywhere in this fully interconnected world.
That's cool. I like that a lot.
Races are held on courses scattered throughout various regions that span this world, and you can freely drive between them.
Look at that.
There's a lot in store, and we're only
Whoa,
at the
T-Rex.
starting line. Let's introduce some of the courses that are waiting for you.
Nice.
Here we go.
No, I was supposed to say, here we go. How dare he just say it normally?
Courses are found throughout the world, inspired by their surrounding region.
Snow, that's nice. Snow stage.
Let's take a look at some of the new courses to explore.
So, big question is, will they all be new, right? Or will there be some returning courses, or will it be a combination of both? Let's find out.
Ride the ridges and roads on Mario Brothers Circuit. And cruise the curves around the canyon. You can't miss it.
So it looks like a pretty standard intro
See the sights
stage.
and structures of Crown City.
Ah, like a metro. That's cool.
You can even
Metro
soar in
stage.
style down Main Street. Drift along the rapid waterways of Salty Speedway
Whoa.
and
So
make
you go
a
between.
splash around the city's.
So that's like Italy. That's supposed to be like, like a gondola ride through Venice, right? That's exactly what that's supposed to be based on. So I was wondering, would they have courses based on real life cities And the answer is, yeah, this is based on Venice right here.
Canals.
There's a gondola.
Stay cool in the snowy trails of Starview Peak. Just don't slip off while soaking up the scenery.
Oh, penguin. It's the penguin from Mario 64. That's a character. That's cool. I like that.
Have a spirited showing at the ghostly movie
Who
theater.
Cinema?
Who Cinema.
It's a movie theater. Wait, is that? Who the hell's that?
Kind of drive-in theater.
Oh, they have skins for the characters? So that was Waluigi, but it was like vampire Waluigi. So I wonder if they're going to have seasonal or stage-specific outfits for the characters. Like there's Boo in an outfit too. Is that King Boo?
And in addition
Yeah,
to
look at
lots
Bowser.
of new courses, there's Toad's Factory. Peach Beach.
So are they saying these are returning stages? I don't know. Wario
Shipyard, and
that's cool.
more. Nostalgic courses from past titles are also here.
Okay, so there's going to be nostalgia.
But
All
now
right.
they're reimagined and spread throughout the world, where
right.
races can happen during the day or at night.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, here we go.
Race as familiar characters like Mario.
Wait, hold on. You can play as Mario in Mario Kart? What? I like how they had to say that. Like, if they didn't say that, people would be like, well, can you still play as Mario?
Luigi. Peach. Bowser. And Yoshi.
Oh, yes. Yoshi was my favorite character in original Mario Kart. Still my favorite character in Mario Kart to this day. So, now, I think there's going to be like 20 Yoshis. Isn't there? Like, every color of Yoshi will be in it.
Plus, new drivers like Goomba.
Goomba.
Spike.
Oh, Spike. That's cool. It would be cool if you could actually throw the spike ball, but probably not.
And that's right, Cow.
Cow? You couldn't give it a name? You couldn't call it Moo or Moo Moo? No, it's Cow. Wow. Why not just... Why Goomba? Why not just Mushroom or Turtle?
Even more new racers are waiting and ready to roll.
Yeah, see different Yoshi's baby
Select your
versions.
character.
What the hell is that ostrich?
Choose your vehicle. Then you're off to the races.
It's a ridiculous amount of
Characters and
vehicles, I'm sure.
Each have different stats, so make sure to find the combo that best suits you. There are two main styles of race revving up in this world: Grand Prix and Knockout Tour.
All right.
In both modes, up to 24 drivers can participate. The
That's
most
awesome.
in series history.
Can't wait for that.
Your rivals aren't the only hazards you'll need to avoid on the road. Look out for cars that shoot bullet bills, attacks from Hammer Brothers,
The Hammer Brothers.
and other obstacles along the way. Try to steer clear. And now, get ready for Grand
Classic
Prix
music.
with Mushroom Cup, Flower Cup, Star Cup, and more. Grand Prix races are held all around the game's world. You'll race through 4 different courses in each cup and aim for the top spot.
Of course, as usual. Pretty standard.
In Mushroom Cup, you'll start off racing around Mario Brothers Circuit.
Looks
While the
great.
second race will take
I
you
will say
from
that,
Mario
like, even when you pause, you look at the graphics, pretty good, right? I mean, are they top of the line? No, but for how many years have you said, man, I just wish that Nintendo games would look as good as everyone else, and now you look at it, and I think what's happened is, when it comes to game graphics, we've hit kind of a glass ceiling, like a cap, you know what I'm saying? So even though we know that the Switch 2 won't be as powerful as other consoles or a PC, we've hit the point where it's still looking great. You know, like, these graphics look great to me.
Brothers Circuit to Crown City. For the first time, you'll need to drive yourself to the next course in Grand Prix.
So that's
So
interesting.
Don't sleep at the wheel.
Now, wait a minute. How would that work? If you're in Grand Prix, you have to drive yourself to the next course. But if you're playing online, what if people just take their fucking time and take forever? You want to wait 40 minutes because some dickhead had to take a shit and he doesn't drive to the next course? Is there like a timer you get timed out if you don't make it? And isn't that going to dramatically increase the amount of time it takes to play a circuit? Yeah, I don't know. I just have to see. I don't know how I feel about that.
And if you conquer all Grand Prix Cups, rumor has it that a certain colorful course will appear.
Gee, I wonder what it could possibly be. Cotton Candy Lane.
Next up is a new mode, Knockout Tour.
Okay.
From Golden Rally to Ice Rally and more. These extended races take you from one end of the world to the other. Get
So how does
ready
this
for
work?
a sprint. But you've got to place if you want to stay in the race.
Okay.
Speed towards checkpoints throughout the world. If you don't make the cut, you're out of the running.
You were in the top eight.
Buckle up.
Did you see that? Donkey Kong passed him at the absolute last second and screwed him. He was right there. He was about to qualify, and he got him at the last minute.
The competition gets more intense as you close in on the checkpoints. You've got to drive to survive in Knockout Tour. So keep your eyes on the prize and aim for first place.
I'm liking the customizable outfits. That's something that they could have done ages ago, and they dragged their feet. I like that now you can make your character look how you want them to look. And you got to wonder, do you earn those? Like, for example, that's Wario. Is that an outfit you earned by doing well, and then you could wear it later? Maybe that's what it is. Okay, anything new? New items?
Can drastically change the outcome of a race. Here are some new items that'll help you out. Coin shell.
Coin shell.
When you throw a coin shell, coins will appear. Now's your chance to grab them. Just don't let your rivals cash in first.
But does the shell also hit enemies? No. I guess the shell just goes off and gives you coins. That's it.
Ice flower. With the ice flower,
Oh,
you
nice.
can freeze out rivals and send them spinning. Hammer. Aim
I mean,
the
to be honest, it's exactly the same as fire flower. It's not going to be any different. Just looks different, right?
hammer in an arc, and nailed it. Hammers
That's cool.
Also stay on the course for a short time and can be used to block off rivals.
I was going to say I like that because it arches, so you could throw it over something in front of you. But the fact that it stays there for a half second, too, is actually kind of cool. It's like a booby trap.
Mega Mushroom. With the
Whoa.
Mega Mushroom, go big, so your rivals will go home.
That's cool.
Feather. Use the feather to jump up and avoid attacks.
That's not new. That's from the original Mario Kart. And I realize it hasn't been around in a very long time. But that's the original Mario Kart. That's how you did all the shortcuts. You used the feather to do big jumps.
You may even discover some unexpected routes.
See? You can find secrets using the feather.
Comic. With Comic's magic,
Oh.
your rivals will transform.
What the heck?
What other mysterious effects will happen? You'll have to see for yourself.
Whoa,
The
okay.
lower your placement, the more likely you are to find items that'll turn the tables.
Bullet Bill also isn't new, right? That's been in previous ones. Lightning
So when
isn't
you
new.
get items, go for it.
By the way, that's Pauline right there. That's Pauline from Donkey Kong and then Mario Odyssey. So she's a new character. They didn't say that before though.
And-
Oh, there you go. There's Pauline. Everyone else is new. I mean, the baby characters aren't new. The baby characters were from back in Double Dash.
And if you're new to the Mario Kart series, there are added support features to help you along the way. These include
Oh, interesting.
smart steering, which helps you stay on the course.
Oh. So kids can play and not drive off the course
Where
constantly.
you can hold the Joy-Con 2 controller horizontally and use motion controls to steer.
Oh, that's hilarious. I was just gonna say, because that's what the wheel is used for, and then now here's the wheel you can buy.
And if you have the Joy-Con 2 wheel, you can feel like you're really driving.
It's just a piece of plastic. That's all it is. Just like the Wii, it was a piece of plastic. It doesn't do anything.
Ooh, how about a quick break? A snack sounds good right about now. Hey, look, it's a drive-through.
Ha ha ha. Yoshi's drive-through.
Here at Yoshi's, you can grab an order to go. Dash food. Take a bite and you can unlock outfits inspired by your meal.
What?
Eat some sushi and... Whoa, nice threads.
That's cool.
Once unlocked, these outfits can be selected from the character selection screen.
Nice.
Who knows what dishes or outfits you'll find?
So it's not just
Make a
about
pit stop
racing,
and
it's about
check out these
exploration, having
drive-thrus
fun,
all around the world.
unlocking stuff. That's cool.
That was a nice detour. Now let's get back to the action. Let's introduce some new tricks that'll help you ace each race. Charge jump. You can now use a charge jump by holding the drift button while driving straight ahead. Charge and release to jump.
What? That's new.
Use this to leap over obstacles.
Wait, is that not new? That wasn't one of the games once, wasn't it? But it hasn't been in it for a while, I think. Because sounds familiar, charge jump. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think I remember there being a charged up jump in previous ones.
Grind along power lines.
This is cool, I like
Dodge
it.
attacks from your rivals.
Yeah, look at that, jump above an item.
And if you jump toward a wall, you can wall ride for a short period of time.
Oh man, that's totally different now.
Chain some tricks together, and you may even reach places like this. Ah, so close. Almost there. Whenever this happens, be kind and rewind. This will return your vehicle to its original position. Nice, made it.
Yeah, but that's got to be only single player, right? That's got to be only single player. There's no way that they're going to allow that in competitive. You can't rewind in competitive. No way.
This can come in handy when mapping out how to best approach a course. Keep in mind, though, your rivals will still move normally when you rewind, so don't lose your lead. Want to take a spin in even more races? In time trials, it's you against the clock. Here, you can race without any other competitors. And if you go online, you can download and compete against ghost data from racers around the world.
This is not new.
Customize the rules of the road in Versus Race. You can use the classic rule set of running 3 laps within the same course, or you can choose to drive the distance from one course to another.
Huh.
You can even take the road less traveled and choose routes that aren't in Grand Prix or Knockout Tour. Up to 24 drivers can now compete in 2, 3, or even 4 teams.
Huh.
Group up and get ready to put the pedal to the metal.
But again, is this for online play, or is that just for like, well, no, I mean, could it only be with AI? I wonder, could you have teams of 6, you go online with teams of 6 and you try to beat other teams of 6? That could be interesting.
Next up, battle mode. Pop off locally or online in balloon battle.
Classic. This
Use
has been
items
since the
to
beginning
burst
of the
your
game.
rivals'
They've had
balloons.
this.
Pop them all and your rivals out. And coin runners, where you can go for the gold by collecting the most coins. Race or battle, enjoy whatever drives you.
Looks good.
When you're not racing, you can enjoy free roam and go wherever your heart takes you. No roads? No problem. Ride the rivers. See the seas.
That looks cool. Going to the bridge and stuff. That's nice.
Drive the desert.
Now, here's the thing. Since it is free roam and the world is open world roaming, does that mean there's a reason to do it? Like, will there be Easter eggs? Will there be secrets? Will there be things that you can find and collect? Or is it just to kill time? If they've actually done some work and designed a world where there's a reason to drive all around it, I think that's kind of neat. But if it's just a big empty world, then there's not really a point to this, right?
Or jump off from way up here. You can go wherever you like, even to the edges of the world.
What's
Hey,
on the edge of
there's
the
a
world,
P-switch
though?
over there.
Look at this.
Hit
It's a
hundreds
challenge.
of P-switches you find across the world to start missions. By completing them, you can hone your driving ability outside of races.
So what do you get for that, though?
There are also hidden coins, hidden panels, and more. So take
Question
the scenic
panel?
route and explore.
Huh.
Also, during free roam, you can take photos whenever you like.
That's cool,
Strike a
too.
pose. Look at the camera. Choose a frame to decorate, and nice. That one's a winner.
Don't know what you do with that, though. Can you send it somewhere? Or is it just stuck in the game forever?
If one person has Mario Kart World, up
Now, hold on a second. Did you just see that? Did you notice the frames just dropped dramatically when it showed 4-player mode? That's not good. It went from smooth 60 frames down to like less than 30 frames for 4-player co-op. See that?
4 players can race in split screen on the
Yep,
same system.
that's pretty choppy, man. I mean, at least I'll say that. At least they're being honest about it. They're not lying about the performance on Switch 2. But that's kind of lame that all of a sudden frame rate dip because you have 4 players.
The game also supports local wireless play. Up to 8 players, with up to 2 players on each system, can race together this way.
Okay. I'll never use that, but okay. That'd be kind of neat. You go to like a gaming convention, everyone's playing Mario Kart wirelessly on a Switch 2. That'd be neat.
And up to 24 players from around the world can join a race or battle in online play.
That's cool. That's very cool. Look at the music. It's got music from like all the Mario games in it. It's awesome.
This may look like free roam, but this is where you'll wait while your friends join you. Looks like someone's arrived. Yep, you can meet up with your crew anywhere in this world. By checking the
Man,
map,
I just can't wait to be sitting around waiting for the matchmaking. Then all of a sudden it says, hey, Phil's flaccid penis has joined your match. Like, oh, because you know Nintendo will totally have things against doing that, right? Yeah.
you can quickly see where your friends are and travel to their
Can't wait.
location. Battle or race with custom rules. Or just go for a ride together.
Wiggler.
Make this road trip your own.
I like this. Cherry blossoms, trees. That's cool.
You can also
that's
take
awesome, the
photos
original
together along the
sprites.
way, if
That's
more
cool.
your speed.
Everyone notice how Donkey Kong's been redesigned to look more like his original design. They actually got rid of the rare Donkey Kong design, which is bizarre, but I guess they're shedding Rare. Like Rare's not making Donkey Kong games anymore, so they're just completely getting rid of that version of Donkey Kong. He's like the old Nintendo version again.
With Game Chat, enjoy an expanded experience by talking online with friends.
Game
Use the
chat, look at
built-in
this.
microphone to voice chat while driving together.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Check this out. Nice. Are you kidding me?
Or take a back seat.
Oh, and look how dude, again, I will give Nintendo credit. They are fairly representing the product. Look at how choppy the screens are at the bottom of the screen right now.
And watch each other's game
It's
streams.
basically a slideshow.
If you have a Nintendo Switch 2 camera, you can enjoy seeing your friends' reactions while playing together.
So all it is, it took a look at her face. Like, can you turn your camera off, please? I didn't need to see that. Jesus. Anyway, so it's just a screen grab. It's not a live video. So this is weird because we were all talking about how the chat feature is supposed to be the revolutionary thing they added to the Switch 2 because there really is no innovation in Switch 2. But if all it is like a slideshow of video or one screen capture, like, you know, sheesh.
Who's close by? Wait, who just passed me?
Wait, that is their face moving? That's supposed to be their face moving, but it doesn't look like that.
You'll be able to tell in an instant. Aim a shot.
Oh, God. I gotta get the camera just to troll everyone on the internet make stupid faces while we're playing, like, blah, blah, and just distract everyone with so Dude, pick up Jasper, put him on the camera. So, oh, look, a cutie. Drive right off the course. You totally got to do that. Come on.
Gel and
But here's the problem, though. Here's the total problem with that. People will be able to troll. They're going to put stuff on there that's going to disturb people. Some dude's going to pull his pants down and show his package, right? Someone's going to put FU on there. Someone, you know what I'm saying? Like, people are going to put stuff on there that's going to be not appropriate. And how's Nintendo going to police that? Are they even going to try? You know what I mean? Like, I just want to play Mario Kart. I don't want to see someone's junk. So, I don't know, man. I don't know about this.
And when playing together in person on the same system, a single camera can detect up to 4 people's faces. Enjoy the view and get ready to...
Also, do you notice? A single camera can detect 4 people's faces in a completely empty room with a plain white wall and perfect lighting. Because that's the truth. It's not going to have AI like I'm using right now. It's going to be a camera that's probably crap quality, and it's going to be very hard to really do it well. It's going to, you know what I mean? It's going to be hard to detect the face or whatever, and it's going to be blurry, you know, it's going to have issues. Not everyone's going to be sitting in like a studio like these 4 are to have that camera look that good.
To face off with your friends.
And there's the low frame rate again. Yeah, I'd say it's just about pushing 30 frames when you do the 4-player mode. A snowman? Was that a character? A snowman was a character? That's new. Okay. There's the cow.
A transcontinental race around the world is just around the corner in Mario Kart World. Available exclusively on Nintendo Switch 2.
Good luck getting with Switch 2 because it'll be like winning the lottery.
A hardware bundle that includes a digital version of Mario Kart World will also be available.
It will fill your entire internal storage. They're saying, did you read that? It says they're only making that through the fall, then they're getting rid of that bundle. Okay. Well, overall, looks great to me. Like, to be honest, it looks very exciting. I like the innovations there. There's new things with the driving. There's new items. There's a lot of new characters. I like that you can earn outfits as you drive. I like that there's an open world roaming. The only thing is, I want it to be viable. For example, I want there to be a good reason to wander the open world. I don't want it, oh, there's an open world you can wander, but there's nothing really to do there. That would be kind of pointless, no? But as long as the open world has a lot to discover or do, that looks really good to me. So let's see what happens. But for now, that looks like a fine launch title for the Switch 2. Don't have much negative to say about it. Looks great, and I would love to play it. Hopefully I can get a Switch 2 at launch. We'll see, but good stuff. Okay. Well, as you guys can see, my lights turned off. I think my wireless went out while I was doing that segment. So I'm going to try to reconnect. I don't know if it's going to work or not. It looks like for some reason, yeah, my wireless like crapped out. Let me see if I can restart my my RGBs. And then I have some shout outs to do, and then we're going to chill for the rest of the show. Here, as I wait for my RGBs to come back, Gamer Squad, thanks for being a member for 3 months. I appreciate that, Gamer Squad. That's not a fresh one. That's just a celebration message, but thank you for that. Let's see here. Just ignoring troll stuff. Yep. So it's nonsense. There was $2 tips that were both nonsense, so I ignored them. Okay. Did everything turn back on? No. One of my things didn't turn back on. Great. Almost everything turned back on. Wait. Yeah, I'm having issues because my power went out yesterday. And when my power went out, it screwed everything up. So now I got to try to remember. So this light, okay, hold on. What a pain. This is a pain. I don't know why it's doing this. Okay, got that one working. And then I got one more to add. And this should all work. Now that one's not working. Are you kidding me? Why would this one not be working? One of my lights isn't working. Luckily, it's not the one behind me, so it doesn't really affect the setup. But I just keep having problems. If my wireless goes out, if my power goes out, my lights get desynced, and then I can't get them to resync properly. This should be working, but it's not. I'm gonna hit restart and see what happens. Kay did a $2 super chat. Would you play the new Mario Kart with fans? I don't know if you even can. Like, I think the only way that you can do that kind of stuff is to have everyone on your friends list, and I don't want to have a friends list, full of people for one session of Mario Kart. We'd have to figure out how it works, I guess. Yeah, look, you did it again. So certain of these lights are syncing and others are not, and I don't understand why certain ones are syncing and others aren't. It doesn't even make sense. It's only auto syncing like 3. Let's try this. Okay, now that one worked. But now this one isn't synced. At least I got that one to work. So if I get the one more synced, we're good. So dumb. Okay, I think we're good. I think I got it all working now. Sheesh. Okay, yep. Sorry about that. Again, if the wireless goes off, that happens. And if the power goes off, that happens. But I got it working again. Okay. All right. What was my favorite part of that direct? Anything new. So I like there's new characters. I wish they showed more. They only showed a few. I wish that, I like the fact that there's outfits now. That's something that I felt like they could have done a long time ago, was alternate outfits for the characters in Mario Kart, and they never did it, which was always bizarre. But now they're doing it. It's going to be cool to have like 20 Yoshis in the game. To have so many people picking their favorite Yoshi, right? I think that'll be fun. They didn't really reveal anything too much too new, right? Like, it's just kind of stuff we knew, but they just like confirmed or elaborated more on it. Subwoofer banging with a highlighted message says, "What's my take on the flat Earth theory?" I think it makes perfect sense. Why people thought the Earth was flat at first, but once we kind of understood things more scientifically, I don't know how anyone could understand the whole flat Earth thing, or why you would think that the Earth is flat. As soon as we could like fly, you knew it wasn't. Okay. All right, guys. So here's what we're going to do. We have about 10, 15 minutes where we will just hang out. So let's do a little bit of Q&A, what you guys want to talk about. We're at around $30 of support. Good head start. But guys, how about this? Let's get to 50 before we start with blueprints. When we get into blueprints here, obviously I want to get back on track and hit the goal. We did not hit the goal last night, but I wasn't expecting to hit the goal for Pirate Yakuza. But we have hit my support goal every time so far that we've played blueprints. So let's get back in line with that. Please, let's hit the goal today. And let's have a lot of fun. I think it's going to be a chill stream today. Okay? Cool. Soul Potato, no, I am not playing Kazan. I don't care about Berserker of Kazan or whatever the hell it is. It's just another FromSoft style knockoff game. I know that it's kind of like Neo combined with other things. I don't care about it. I am going to be playing the Lies of P DLC. I will be playing, Elden Ring Night Rain, but those are the ones I'm going to focus on this year. What's the most fun fighting game? Not necessarily the best. I don't know. For me, the most fun fighting games would either be like the Marvel series where there's just so many characters that you can mess around with. Maybe some of the Injustice games were quite fun at first to play as the superheroes and make, jokes and stuff. Maybe. Why is my profile pic different on Kick and YouTube? Because on Kick, I just threw on a new picture that was like, ripped from a stream. On YouTube, it's more like my official branding, right? The logo or whatever. I could put the crown logo on Kick if I wanted to. I just think that my face is a little different for there, right? Well, I played the Switch 2 Souls game. What are you talking about? Oh, you mean the Bloodborne online game? Maybe. If people wanted to see me try it. It's only online though, right? Only multiplayer. Look at my skeletons did a highlighted message on Kick saying, did you ever have weird experiences when high? The only experiences I had when high, because I wasn't high that often, was that you want to talk with your friends about stuff. And as you talk more about life and stuff, all of a sudden, like, you have, like, everything's mind-blowing and everything's super important and everything's meaningful, right? That's about it. That's about all I've had. A gold chain goal. Someone, FF9000 wants me to get a gold chain. Just have a goal to buy an actual expensive gold chain and wear it on stream so you look like you're blinged out. There you go. Why not? And rings. I'll buy a bunch of expensive rings I'll wear on stream. So I'll look like a boss on stream. There you go. Modded Dark Souls 2. I think we will play modded Dark Souls 2 eventually, yes. That's the thing. Now that I have this gaming PC, I think I'd rather play, like, modded Dark Souls 2 than, like, this Berserker of Kazan game. So maybe we'll get around to doing that at some point. No, I don't think I would replay Dante's Inferno. I don't see the point. Spawn Killer at this point is a very outdated game as it is. But, the remastered edition of the 3 stages of Dante's Inferno that I did play is on DSP Throwback if you guys are ever interested in watching that. That was one of the forgotten missing playthroughs that I did finally upload. Will I be getting the Oblivion remake? Well, if it's on Game Pass, yes, and I'll probably just mess around with it, but I probably won't play it at length because I just played it 2 years ago. Am I going to review the second season of The Last of Us? No, I answered this a million times. I have no interest in it. The Last of Us 2, the plot sucks. The show will suck, so I'm not watching it. It's a waste of time. I don't even know. Oh, P.O. Box? DJ and DJ, I used to have a P.O. Box back in the day. When I had one at my local post office, it was actually quite pricey. And ultimately, I didn't use it for much. Maybe a few times a year I would check it, and there'd be a few things a fan sent me, some fan art and stuff. But for the most part, I didn't really have a use for the P.O. Box at all. After a while, it got filled up with spam and junk mail and shit, and I just closed it down. Then when I moved out here, I had a P.O. Box at a local, shipping place. Had that for a year, also didn't use it. So I've had P.O. Boxes, but I don't really have, I don't think I have the viewer base that I need it. There's no real use for it. What is my favorite Elder Scrolls RPG? I'm going to say Skyrim because that was the first one that I played at length. Really enjoyed it in 2011. It was really, like, groundbreaking for me at the time. But I appreciate Oblivion now that I've done a full playthrough of it. I appreciate Morrowind for the time that I played it. They're all fine RPGs, but, Skyrim's just the one that was the modern one for me, Guys, like I said, before the podcast ends, which it's going to in just a few moments, let's get some support, all right? Right now, we have no memberships. We have no subs. I've noticed this, sadly, outside of a select few people, we've had very low sub support on Kick. Like, for example, I'm looking at the top 10 people who gifted subs this week. We have one person who gifted 25, one person who gifted 19, and then we have 3, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, and nothing. So please, let's get some Kick support. if you're watching on Kick today, who's going to be the first person right now to gift a sub on Kick? Let's get that going, please. And how about we get someone to beat our top tip of $5? Let's get someone to beat our top super chat of $5. Let's get some new people on the leaderboard. And how about a membership for today? Let's get that momentum rolling in the other categories so we can hit our goals today. Would I ever do a random unboxing? People buy me random stuff on Amazon. No, I don't want to unbox a random thing from Amazon. I don't. The whole point of the last several years here is that I'm trying to improve my setup, improve my office, improve my house. I don't need random things coming to my house that are cluttered that I'll never use. I don't need to open a box and it's a fucking purple spatula or a chicken. You know what I mean? I don't need junk. That's the point. As you get older, you want less junk. You want more useful stuff. So, like, I don't want anyone sending anything to my house that I don't know about what it is. You know, sadly, there's idiots, trolls, morons who do messed up stuff. I don't want them sending junk to my house or things that I'm just going to throw out or clutter. I don't need any more of that. So, no, I would not do that. No, I've never made homemade potato chips. They sound good, but I've never had that. Yeah, I get all the time people offer to send me stuff. It's true. I'm not kidding. Like just last week, someone contacted me and they're like, "Hey, so I've been ordering a lot of stuff off of Temu, and I'm curious, do you want anything off of Temu to donate for your business that you could use?" And I was like, "No." You know, like for me, like if I'm going to get something, it's going to be something of quality. It's going to be something for the business that's going to have a lot of use. Temu is like low quality stuff. So I don't want like a cheap headset or anything off of there. I don't want a mouse off of there. You know, I want something, if I'm going to get something, it would be something of better quality that lasts and is going to have, you know, add something good value, you know? So there you go. And people all the time, would you like this collectible that I'd like to send you? Would you like this thing? And I'm like, no, I'll be honest. I'm not a collector anymore. Like I'm not, I got rid of all my collections. I don't have any collectibles anymore. The cards that I'm buying, these WWE cards that I unbox on Smart Guys, I literally they're there just for the show. I'm not collecting those because I want to have a collection of cards that I want to care for and put into a big frame or a package or a book and say, oh, look at this. I'm collecting the whole set. I'm not a collector. You know, I don't really have a use for that stuff. I don't care about having an autographed memorabilia. I don't care about having a set of something, right? I don't. At one point in my life, I did. I thought that stuff was awesome, but now I'm older now. I want less stuff in my house. All right. All right, guys. Well, I guess we're going to end the show. Thanks for chilling. Hope you enjoyed the Mario Kart React. And thank you for your support. Thanks for getting me to be to the level of being a partner on Kick, which is amazing. I really appreciate that. And Paige says, I think I'm at $9 for the day, not $6. Actually, you're at 5. Because that's top super chat, right? It should be 5. Isn't that 5? I guess I typed 6 instead of 5. Your top super chat is 5. This is this is the single contribution. It's not cumulative because this is showing who's the top contributor, who's going to like trump you to get your spot. You see? That's how it works. It's not added together. Okay. But actually I had it wrong. I had put 6 and it's actually 5. So I fixed it. Okay. Anyway. So guys, thank you. Good show. Remember, I am off tomorrow. I am off Saturday. When I return on Sunday, it'll be pretty interesting because we're going to talk about anything that's going on in the news. At that point, at least day 1 of Wrestlemania would have went down. It should be a fun show. Usually my return show is one of the most exciting ones of the week. So I hope that you guys will join me for that. Thank you for a great week. Even though this was a shorter week, I had a ton of fun. I hope that you guys enjoyed. And I'll be back on Sunday to do it all again next week. 6 straight days of streams. All right, my friends. Thank you so much. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you all Sunday. Peace out.